Hi friends, my name is Kunal Sharma. Uh, I've been working in the field of operation excellence, business excellence, and business transformation for the last 5 years. Basically, I'm an industrial engineer, which is nothing but a science of improvement, and then I'm MBA. Uh, from the last 25 years, I've been helping different kinds of industries, uh, both manufacturing as well as service industry. Uh, Few of the brands that I work for are Coca-Cola, Henkel, DuPont, SKF, Reliance Industries, Hero Group. I've been helping them with the different initiatives, different programs, but the objective is all business improvement and business transformation. Uh, Began my journey with industrial engineering, then moved to uh, TPM, TQM, as the methodologies keep evolving, newer methodologies uh, started helping business to improve. Uh, then we moved into business process reengineering, Lean, Six Sigma, and now we are working with technologies like robotic process automation, Industry 4.0, and data science and machine learning. So technologies keep evolving, and industry have been getting different tools, methodologies, but the objective is to keep improving the business, transforming your business, and you know be competitive in the market. So I think what I'm going to talk today is about what are the drivers which drive business transformation in business. Uh, I think we'll talk one by one each of the drivers, and I have listed about 10 different drivers which are required by the industry to transform their businesses. Uh, we'll start with the first one, which is every industry should have a burning platform or a strategic need uh, for driving business transformation, and it has to be clear from top to bottom and communicated well to each corner of the company that why are we doing business transformation or business excellence. Most of the companies have a burning desire in the form of competition, profitability, employer satisfaction, customer expectations, satisfaction, and things like that. So I think what are we really trying to drive out of depends on the different industries. But that's the starting point. That's the first driver, which an organization should understand while starting any business transformation function. And that actually drives the, the critical success factors or the strategic areas for improvement for any organization, which will further help you to identify the projects, and the projects will further identify the tools and the methodology that are required by different organizations to drive business transformations. Everything does not work everywhere. So you have to have a very good understanding of what methodology is going to work depending on your projects, depending on your strategic area improvements, and which will drive eventually your strategic needs of the organizations. And that further impacts your vision and mission for the organization. So I think that kind of strategy deployment has to take place to really figure out what fits well for the organization, what is required by the organization, and what is needed by the organization. Once you are done with that, I think uh, we have to then understand, every industry has to identify the right set of opportunities where they want to work on, and that is nothing uh, but it requires a business diagnostics toolkit. I think I suggest organizations to develop a business diagnostics toolkit for themselves for their industry, and there are various toolkits which are available, ranging from a toolkit to analyze your P&L to find out where are the opportunities in your P&L to work on, understanding your KPI and dashboard trendings, benchmarking with respect to the other parts of the organization, and then also look into your process maturity assessments, look into your value stream value stream maps, and also look externally, uh, to see benchmarks. Industry benchmarks are always very good way of looking into where the opportunities are for your organization. I think we need to really create our own toolkit, which should help us year on year identify the opportunities, keeping in view the strategic objectives for the organization. And that will help you to create your opportunity pipeline. Then there has to be a good way of filtering or prioritizing your projects, which should give you the projects which organization really needs to work on. I think if you have the right projects to work on, there will be a good momentum, and the change management and the resistance to change will also go down. So I think it's very important for any organization to select the right opportunities, the right initiatives, the right methodologies to work on. The second driver is the leadership engagement and commitment, and I will also add communication. I think these are the things which really creates the rigor and maintain the momentum for the business transformations to keep rolling. Communication and visible commitment from the CEOs has been the most effective means of achieving employee buy-in. Clarity and consistency of the messages. There has to be announcements and letters to the employees, and business excellence should be a centerpiece for all employee meetings, uh, establishing the importance and priority. Articles, newsletters should all talk about the successes that you achieve through the business excellence function. I think that will drive the behavior uh, in the organization, and the behavior will then drive the business results. So, according to me, I think we should create a belief in the approach, and that's the role of a leadership. Uh, they should have a very high level of ownership. It should become a common understanding. Uh, Best people should be engaged in these programs. Clear and consistent messaging has to be there always, which will help you to break the barriers that come on the way of the successful deployment. Third is creating a right structure and a review mechanism within the organization. By structure, what I mean is, according to me, these deployments are like a beam of light, and the beam of light goes into a prism. Prism is an organization, and the objective is that this beam of light should hit each nook and corner of the prism, and for that, the ray of light is the communication and the consistent messaging by the leaders. It hits the prism, and the prism should have a structure, and there has to be a complete review mechanism, which means the cleaning of the prism so that the light propagates into each corner of your organization. And that's how you will be able to really uh, see the right outcome of this program. According to me, there are three components of structure. There are change agents, there are steering committees, and there are project teams. Change agents are the people who are driving change in the organizations. These are people like master blackberries, or the agents, which are basically coach and mentors for the whole organization to drive this movement. Steering committees are the leaders, the sponsors, the champions who are making sure that there are no roadblocks or barriers to the successful deployment. And the project teams are consisting of black belts, green belts, yellow belts, who are trained, who are made capable to drive those projects and the change in the organization. I think these are the mix of these three things. A structure has to be prepared depending on the organization and the industry. Uh, and then there has to be a very good, robust review mechanism created in the organization, by virtue of which you should be having weekly, monthly, and fortnightly reviews at the different levels of the organization. So, uh, the third important element is the change agents. I think uh, agents play a very, very important role for the success for driving the business transformation. And my experience says that a good change agent should have three skills. It should have, a, according to me, it's a management, and management is both art and science. So these people should have a good skill, and the most important skill is the influencing skills. Uh, Second, they should have a good understanding of the science, tools, and methodologies of these philosophies. And the third is, which is very important, is the business understanding. I think if all these three are there, we have a good quality of change agents, and then we should have everything in place in the organization to retain and develop their careers, so that these kind of a talent should be well nurtured in the organizations. The fourth point is people engagement, and there is an important dialogue in one of the movie, which is picture सिर्फ तीन वजह से चलता है, entertainment, entertainment, and entertainment. And for the people who just understand English, it means a movie is successful only for three reasons, which is entertainment, entertainment, and entertainment. I believe that business transformation is also successful because of the three reasons, and which is engagement, engagement, and engagement. And I think there are various ways that you can engage people, uh, train them, educate them, make sure that they understand the philosophy and they use that philosophy in their projects, and then create an environment wherein they start using those tools and techniques in their day-to-day life, and make transformation as a way of life, and use all these methodologies without any help of a coach or a mentor. So I think organization should create a way of training and educating these people, and also making sure that they are effective in training and coaching and mentoring these people, and then they are left where they see a behavioral change, and people are comfortable using these tools and methodologies. Fifth element is change management and resistance. Uh, all the organizations have this kind of behavior. There are people, who are not ready for the change, and then there are people who are ready, but they want to see a success, and then they want to follow. Then there are third type of people who will say that they are with you, they want a transformation, but at the back they are not with you. And the fourth are the one who are always ready to support. They are very positive people. I think there has to be a different strategy for dealing with different types of people in the organization, and we should have a right way of engaging each one of them. A lot of people believe that it's a flavor of the month. They don't have the time for all these things. Unwillingness to provide best people. They don't want to give best people because they want to use the best people for the work. I think we we have to have a right way of handling all these kind of resistances in the organization, by making them understand that these are all for you. If you are using the best people, you are solving the best. You are solving one of the chronic issues, or the issues which are required to be solved for achieving the strategic goals of the business. And then there is a consistent messaging by the top. It will help you to overcome these resistance, and you are then able to give best solutions to the organization. Communication, create an environment where there is a consistent communication, so that people understand that these things are not dying in the organization. Share some case studies, communicate them in some events, keep the momentum going, re-energize the teams, keep the trainings, and retrainings going on so that people are engaged. Lift the level of people in terms of capability of using these tools from one level to another level. That could be another way of keeping people engaged. The seventh driver is keep a reward and recognition kind of program in the organization. Project of the year, for example, is something which is used by some of the organizations to create a momentum and help people, get recognized for the good work, for the transformation, for the change that they are bringing in the organization, for creating some innovative or out of the box solutions for the organization. So I think these people needs to be rewarded, their family needs to be rewarded and recognized. And I think a good reward and recognition program within the organization helps to really create a good result. We should have a good measurement system, which is the eighth driver. And the measurement system means when you are having a lot of projects going on, how to make sure that all the projects are going on time, they have a complete participation from every stakeholder in the organization. Also, there are many tools which will help you to assess the maturity of your program. That could be another tool that you can use to really assess how the things are going on. So there has to be a measurement system for the program itself, how the program is performing. Some of the organizations also use surveys and engagement surveys, for measuring how are they trending, how are they maturing in their programs. Ninth driver is link all these outcomes of projects or initiatives very closely to the finance, because at the end of the day, it's all about your bottom line and top line of the organization, and make sure that all the projects have the outcomes which are closely linked to the bottom line or top line of the organization. So financial validation has to be very, very robust, and the finance organization needs to be engaged for all these things. Have a good replication benchmarking process so that people learn and do not reinvent the things, and you can leverage a faster deployment of some initiative in the organization. And then keep on, the last one is keep on, uh, keep abreast with all the newer tools and techniques which are coming in the industry. For example, nowadays we are moving towards newer tools called robotic process automation, which are very, very important tool for all the transactional processes, which involves standardized repetitive processes, and then use of Industry 4.0, wherein you can use all the gadgets and sensors to generate data which can be analyzed online and real time, and bring a lot of improvement in your business in different ways. And then these data can be used for mining as well as predictive analysis, which will further help you to have a better decision making and move towards artificial intelligence. I think that's how I would say these are the important drivers. You have to use the right set of methodologies, change management, uh, business understanding, leadership commitment, all these things, right review structures in the organizations. These are some of the very important drivers which will keep the momentum always going and keep your journey on and move towards the next scales in your organization. So thank you very much. I think I'll stop my session today on this. Next time we will talk about what are the new emerging technologies and how can you use and leverage them to bring business excellence in your organizations. So thank you very much, and see you again.